but I'm excited for what is going to be the loudest 49ers home game ever. And those of you who are watching the World Cup right now probably have a hint as to what I mean. 49ers playing Mexico City against the Vikings this year in November. Mexico is playing Ecuador right now in the World Cup. It's halftime, 2-0 Mexico at Estadio Azteca. I don't care about the corporate name. I know they just renovated it. The crowd pop in that stadium is unlike anything that I've ever heard before. And yes, I've been there in person already for a 49ers game in 2022 when they just killed the Cardinals. But watching on TV right now, I mean, that has been something else. They scored 2 goals in the first half. By the way, you've got to watch on Telemundo. You're not doing it right if you're not watching on Telemundo. The passion that you hear from the announcers is next level. I mean, you could just hear that passion bleeding through your television speakers. But then once Mexico scores in that stadium, it goes to a level that I haven't seen in any American sport. Now, the 49ers played in Estadio Azteca back in 2022 when they beat the Cardinals. And the press box there for us was outside. This was before they renovated the stadium. They just reopened it after the renovation. So I'm not sure how the setup is going to look when we go back there in November. But it was technically a 49ers road game that year against the Cardinals. We sat under this overhang. So they have a similar type of overhang like they do up in Seattle. And it was probably 90% 49ers fans. And the way that overhang worked is that it reverberated sound back down on us, right? So it was deafeningly loud whenever the 49ers did something good, and I think they scored 38 points in that game, so they did a lot good against the Arizona Cardinals. Now they're going to be technically the home team in November. They're going to be wearing the home reds, and I am confident saying this is going to be the loudest 49ers home game of all time. And watching this World Cup game, watching multiple World Cup matches with Mexico playing at home at this stadium has confirmed that in my mind. Just go turn on the game after you watch this video for the second half. Absolutely insane how loud it is there. And I guarantee you that the 49ers are going to have 90+% of the crowd down in Mexico for their game against the Vikings. Like, think about it. Candlestick was loud, right? But Candlestick didn't have the overhang. Candlestick did not have what Seattle basically built by luck. Seattle has it because they're afraid of the rain up in the Pacific Northwest. So they have this overhang above the stands, and it almost accidentally pushes noise down. It's shaped like a parabola down on the field. That's why it's so loud in Seattle. Levi's obviously doesn't have that. Everybody wants a roof on Levi's, but they say they can't build one because of the airport, and Levi's is not as loud as Candlestick was. So then you think about what 49ers home games have been played at different stadiums other than Candlestick or Levi's, or obviously Kezar Stadium, which is here in the beautiful city of San Francisco. I just flew here from Nashville. USA plays in the World Cup tomorrow. If you got tickets, let me know if you want to take me to the game. That'd be fun. But right now we're watching Mexico, and we're talking about 49ers home games not played at Candlestick, Levi's, or Kezar Stadium. And they've played at Wembley in London, but I don't think that there's as pro 49ers of a crowd in London as there is in Mexico City. And they played in Mexico City twice, and the third time is going to be coming up here in November of 2026 against Jawan Jennings and the Minnesota Vikings. Now, I think that the Melbourne Cricket Ground, that place, 100,000 people fit in the Melbourne Cricket Ground? That could be loud as well. I just don't know if it's going to be as rabid pro 49ers as I know that Mexico City will be. It is so windy up here, guys, that I'm not sure if I should open my laptop over there, but I can show you the sunset. We were going to go after the Mexico game, but the lightning delayed them about an hour. So I figured that'd be too late to go live. So instead, we're going to go live right now. I'm used to like this 95-degree heat that we have going on right now in Nashville. I've been there the last few weeks. Now I'm back in San Francisco, and I see a beautiful sunset, and it is much, much cooler. There's the Golden Gate Bridge. There's the Marina District. There's the sunset. There's the water where I swim. There is Alcatraz. And, you know, this is fun. We can wrap up June with a beautiful video here from San Francisco. And then July, that's a chaotic month, right? 250th birthday. It starts with Team USA in the round of 32 here tomorrow. I wonder if Fred Warner is going to be at that match. I wonder if he'll fly up from Mexico City, because Fred Warner is actually down at Estadio Azteca in Mexico City right now. The newly renovated stadium, by the way, when the 49ers played there in 2022, there was only one elevator in the whole building. It was an issue, like getting down to the locker room after was not very easy. One elevator in the whole building up in Mexico City, but they renovated it in time for this World Cup, and I would hope that there's going to be more than one elevator in that building. Now, I am going to show you guys some pictures. It is so windy right now that I'm afraid for my laptop, but I want to show you guys the stadium. I want to show you guys Fred Warner, who was there or is there right now because it is halftime. But we can play this. Mike sent it to me, and I'm going to flip this camera around. There you guys go. Here's Warner doing something for the NFL.
What's up? ECC? ECC? ECC?
So he's there. Warner of Mexican descent. So he's there. This was him in 2022. Now, we also have a picture of the stadium. Now, when I'm doing these lives from the roof, I get it. It's going to be a little bit lower tech. So I'm risking my computer's safety here, but Mike has sent me some pictures that I can share. Here's one of the stadium that I'm talking about, the loudest 49ers home stadium that there probably ever will be. I mean, again, if hopefully Mexico scores again. I'm sorry to anybody that's from Ecuador here, but I want to hear Mexico score again in the second half of this game, because that crowd pop is unlike anything that we've ever heard. And that is, I'm pretty sure that's the old Estadio Azteca. I think that they've probably taken off some of those Coca-Cola advertisements. But, you know, those of you in Australia, you might take exception to this. You might say, hey, we can be louder. We're big 49ers fans down here. So we'll see. We'll see if you can be louder than the stadium in Mexico City. But watching this just got me fired up for that. We've had a hell of a month. You know, normally I don't do these like spur of the moment lives, but I landed here in San Francisco. I went straight from the airport to Taqueria Cancun. I got myself a nice carne asada super burrito. Then I made it home, and now we're, you know, watching the match, obviously, excited for tomorrow, but talking to 49ers. But this is the end of the month, and what a month it was. I mean, we don't expect June to be all that eventful, but it's been amazingly eventful. And Mike, can you let me know when that second half starts, or how many minutes I have until the second half starts, please? I mean, June, you know, Brandon Ayuk has been one of the reasons why it's been eventful. That's not good, obviously, but we are tracking that situation. The Andrew Brandt video that I put up, he's a former agent and also was the vice president of the Green Bay Packers who negotiated all their contracts. It was good to get an actual expert on, and that was this morning's video. Look, cable car climbing up Hyde Street. You might be able to hear the bell, maybe not because it's so damn windy here in San Francisco. Cable car making its way up. Lombard Street is actually a block away. That right there is downtown San Francisco. This time last year we were in Europe, and we were in a heat wave in Lisbon and in Portugal. Here, I don't think that Mark Twain actually said it, but he might as well have said it. The coldest winter he ever spent was a summer in San Francisco, and I currently am a little chilly right now. I'm just not used to it at the moment, right? It's one of those things where you're like a frog. Like I've been boiling up to a very high temperature in Nashville, and now here in San Francisco it is about 40 degrees cooler and much less humid. The offseason as a whole has been so eventful for the 49ers. On the trade market with an Osa Odighizuwa, on the drama market with Brandon Ayuk, on the free agency market with Mike Evans. There's been a lot of injury recovery news that we're going to continue to follow for the 49ers. And of course, the draft was extremely eventful this year as well. But I want to go watch the rest of this game. So I am very happy that you guys joined me. I hope that you're excited. It is windy as hell. 49ers will be in Mexico City, and that is going to be the loudest 49ers home game that has ever been played. I'm quite sure of it. Let's move on to the second half.